What's up everyone, and welcome back to the comms channel. Today's video will be part 3 of the building your own Digipeater from A to Z video series, and we're going to cover on how to adjust the audio settings to ensure you're getting the best possible sending and receiving of signals. So hang around and we'll dig into it.
Hughes here, Morse on guard, aircraft 4 miles west of Bainbridge Airport.
Okay, I'll be back in 6 seconds.
We're approaching a restricted area. Restricted area is 1 mile west.
Alright, so at this point you should have Direwolf up and running. If you've done any testing yourself or if you've been monitoring other traffic, you should be seeing logs of traffic being displayed on the screen. Depending on your situation, you may also notice some audio warnings saying that audio level is too high or maybe too low. I've left mine running for a while on the national APRS frequency for the US, which is 144.39er, and you'll see some of these audio warnings for me here. To fix this, you'll need to adjust the audio levels, but now since we're using this as a headless setup, we don't have the usual mouse cursor and audio settings that we can click and drag to fit our needs. Since we only have the command line access, there is a command that we can run to easily get this done. The command we'll be using is Alsamixer. So with our Direwolf running on one window, let's go and open up another terminal window, and then put one window on each side of the screen and log in from the new window. Alright, so with your new window open and logged into the device, the command you'll want to run is Alsamixer, and that's all one word. So just type that in, hit enter. And when you first open this up, it'll open up the default device first, which is going to be the built-in sound card, which we don't want to adjust. So if you look here, it says F6 select sound card. So we're going to hit F6 on the keyboard, and you'll see this menu pop up, and we'll select, in my case I'm using a DigiRig, and that shows up as a USB PNP sound device. So we'll select that. Now as far as viewing, you have the options to view playback, capture, or all. So I'm going to do all, which is F5. Then you'll see the capture options pop up there, as well as the speaker. So if you look at these here, this audio level is 199, 199, 198, 150, and ideally you want to get as close to 50 as you can. So before I make any changes, I'm going to go ahead and send my position out. And you can see me here, and that level was 198. So let's go here, and you can either use the up and down arrows on the keyboard, or you can also click on the levels as well. So I'm going to bring this down to 6 and try again. Okay, about to send my position again. And we were at 198, and you'll see it's at 129 now. So let's bring this down a bit more, and the next option, at least for me, is 0, which makes no sense that it would be 0 and still pick up, but we'll give it a try and see what we get. So now I was at 129, now I'm at 108, which still isn't quite 50, but at least we're not getting that warning anymore. And a lot of that is due to me being right beside the radio. We'll see this other guy here who's further away. He's a bit closer to 50 at 73. Now these settings will depend on your radio. In my case, I'm using the TYT TH9000, which has that internal data connector. So if I adjust the volume on the radio, that's not going to have any effect on that. Now if you're doing this through like a handheld or maybe a mobile through a speaker mic jack, then you can adjust the audio level on the radio itself to make these adjustments. But in my case, doing it through the 9000's internal connector, I don't have that option. So the best I'll be able to do is just have this at 0. So once you have the mic at a acceptable level, we can work on the speaker. If I had the speaker at 0, which we can test this out. Before I test that out though, because right now I'm on the national APRS frequency. To do testing, you'll want to go on an empty frequency as far as testing for transmitting. If you're just testing out the receiving and the capture being on the APRS, the national APRS frequency is fine. But if you're going to want to do any testing as far as transmitting goes, you'll want to hop on a frequency that isn't currently being in use. Now, to figure out where to go to do that, you can go to the ARL band plans, and you'll see these different band plans for each ham radio band. So we are on 2 meters, and you'll see these frequencies are widely used for packet. So the nationwide APRS frequency is 144.39er, but you'd want to obviously do a different one. A lot of what I do is this miscellaneous and experimental modes, actually, which is in the 145.50 to 145.80 range. So I'm going to tune to 145.60, and we'll do our testing there. And of course, do a call out and make sure no one's on frequency. And if you don't hear anything, then go ahead and conduct your testing. So to stop direwolf, you can do Control C. Let's clear that out. So direwolf has an option. Yeah. Cool. Let's look at the different direwolf options while we're here. So if you do direwolf space dash dash help, this will show you all the different options. So they have some transmit level calibration tones that you can do. Let's clear that out. So we'll do dash X and then space A, and that should output a tone. So that should be outputting a tone, but it's not, and that is due to my speaker level being 0. But if we go here and increase this, so here we can hear that we now have a tone. And it'll get louder and louder as you go up, but I will keep mine at 5, should be decent enough. So once you got that sorted, hit Control C to stop. That is a simple and easy way of testing the speaker output, which is of course what's being sent to the radio. And if we edit, so also for the testing, I disabled the beacon stuff just to not create any noise on the national frequency. But since we are on our own testing frequency that we're using here, I will send that out just to make sure everything sounds good. So we will run direwolf again, with the only option being the config file we want to specify. So let's run that, and we should hear the data packet go out, and then we should hear the Morse code go out, and it should sound clear with no distortion. So let's go and do that. Alright, cool. So that sounded good. We're good to go, and you can set it back to the nationwide frequency if you want to digipeat that stuff, or if you want to use this Digipeater for your own group on a separate frequency outside of the nationwide frequency, you can do that as well, and that's actually what we're doing here. But that'll do it for this video. I just wanted to show y'all how to make these adjustments on a headless setup using Alsamixer, because I know most radios aren't going to have these settings. ideal out the box. So wanted to show you how to go in here and make these adjustments and get settings the best that you can. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you all and have a good one.